This video is designed for high schools only in the computation of term weights in setting final grades. Remember, with Gradebook, it's always important to start your session by maximizing the window for Gradebook. That makes certain buttons and toolbars won't be hidden. The second step is to make certain you click on the button Grade Setup. The next step is under your list of classes, you need to make certain that you select from the 2013 through 2014 year, Semester 2, S2. By doing so, you'll note your classes will have to the far right-hand side either a notation of 13 through 14, denoting this is a year-long class, or it's going to be denoted as S2, which says this is a semester-long class. It is imperative when adjusting your final grades that you always do the semester-long classes first before you do the year-long classes. So to start off adjusting this Period 3 Common Core Math class, I would move on over to the F1 line and either double-click or click on the gray button. That's going to then show us the calculation method, and you want to make certain you choose the radio button Term Weights. Once that's done, you now want to make certain that these term weights are given a 40% for quarter 3, 40% for quarter 4, and 20% for quarter number 2. So you change that by simply clicking within the column weight and then highlighting that field and changing it to 40. For quarter 4, we're going to do exactly the same thing. And for the final, that's going to be set to the percentage of 20%. So it's 40, 40, 20. And once you've done that, you want to make certain you click on the Save button so that we don't lose any of your changes. The next step is you could certainly go looking for the next semester-long class and proceed to make these same manual changes. Or what we're going to do is taking the fact that we've already made these changes to Period 3's Common Core class, which is a Semester 2 class, we're going to use the Copy button. And it knows that we want to copy that third period Common Core Math class, so I'm going to click OK. And then it's simply a matter of your checking the boxes for which of those classes you want to apply that to. And remember, we only want to apply that to the semester-long classes. Well, the only one in that list is our fourth period Common Core Math 1 class. Putting the check mark in that box, then clicking on the Next button to apply those changes. Before those changes are applied, it gives us a summary saying that the source is coming from the third period and is going to be copied to the fourth period. Clicking on the Finish button, it applies those changes, and when it's finished, if we now go looking at the fourth period, expanding that F1, I beg your pardon, we can now see that it is carried through the 40, 40, 20. And so now we've taken care of copying those calculation values to all of the second semester classes. The next thing we're going to address is our year-long classes. That's a slightly different format. In order to calculate the grade setup for year-long classes, we're going to click on the first of those year-long classes in our list. That's going to be our second period Common Core Math. Then expanding out the F1 by clicking on the gray bar to its right. This is very straightforward. We're going to change this to be a 40, 40, 20. So a weight of 40 for both the first and the second semester, and the final giving 20 for its weight. Click on the Save button so we don't lose any changes. And note that by changing the Semester 1 and Semester 2 to a 20, it is equally divided pardon me, to a 40, it is equally divided a weight of 20 and 20 for semester 1, and for quarter 3 and 4, again 20. When you roll up by clicking on the triangular shapes, you can see how the 2 quarters inside of S1 have a weight of 40, as opposed to for S2, it also has 40. And then again, if you made any changes, save. Now, because I don't want to have to do this manually for my 5th period as well as my Algebra 1 and Common Core, because looking on the right-hand side, they're all year-long classes, the easiest thing to do is to simply click on the line item. We've already made that change. Expand out F1. Use your copy button. And yes, I do want to copy that. And what I want to copy it to is to all of those remaining year-long classes. Well, that's going to be my 5th period, and then Algebra 1, and then Common Core Math. And then clicking on the next button, acknowledging the summary, clicking Finish, waiting for the process to complete, and it's just finished, and confirming that if I look at my 5th period, expanding out, indeed, I can see my 40, 40, 20, confirming that on the next. Again, 40, 40, 20, and finally, on the last of the classes, 40, 40, 20. And that completes this section.